Oh,
Hey,
are we live?
we are live.
We're literally here. Who is this? Who's this lady like next to me right here? I don't even recognize you.
Right? Oh my
It's been
God.
too
Who
long.
who am I? I want to know.
Yes, I don't even know you anymore. You changed up the sceneries and stuff.
I
What
know, right? It's
you gotta
bright.
you got some explaining to do.
I know, man. I don't even know. Wait for some. Look at me. I don't even know. My life is a movie. That's all I can say.
Yeah, to say the dude. What is up with you, man? Last I checked, you was up in the clouds.
I know, right? So I was up in the clouds on this crazy journey to America.
What? Oh,
Right?
I just got my alert that you're live, so people probably just now about to
Okay.
come in. Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm so glad that we got to come in today because I'm
Yes,
telling you, like we barely 'cause
we
on
had to
totally different,
coordinate.
yes, totally different time zones.
Okay, let me share it.
We in this thing, y'all.
Be live.
Repat, no cap.
Ain't no capping this at all.
Ain't no cap.
Oh god.
That's
But
really our
anyway.
lives now. After moving to Senegal, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like when I decided to leave Oklahoma as an adult and move to LA, my life really started getting no cap. But when I when moving to Senegal, it's just like you don't know, you don't know what's happening. You don't know when.
No. So so we haven't been here for I think we missed 2 Sundays.
Yep.
I was on a trip, a little weekend trip. It was fun. We went to the desert. I did a
Yes.
video. I'll post it, but it was cool. We got to ride camels and stuff.
That's amazing.
It was it was it was like we weren't even in Senegal. Like I don't know. It's just I mean I guess any country you can travel, but because the lifestyle of the states for the most part is like
Mhm.
busy, busy, work, work, work. So you don't have time to travel. And then if you
Right.
do travel with you, like to get your friends to coordinate and like how we went in a big group, like it was a whole bunch of people and their kids, you know?
Oh, it was. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't just us. We was invited, and it was a birthday for a 10-year-old for my homegirl's daughter,
Oh,
and so
nice.
yeah, so it was like all
Wow.
these like adults and their kids or couples or whoever, it was like family type stuff. And to coordinate that kind of stuff, it's like everybody got stuff to do back home. So it was
Right.
nice to be able to be free and be like, oh, we just gonna drive 3 hours away and like spend the night. And
Yeah.
it
So
was
did you guys stay in those big tents that you had showed me the picture of?
yes, we did.
Wow.
And it was nice. Like they had beds and stuff inside, but
Yeah.
everything is eco friendly. So
Mm.
it's like the beds are made of actual, not even
Bamboos.
carved wood. Like they're like the I guess branches or yeah, branches or the what's the thing called, the logs or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
Mm.
they have it like that, and then you have a mat on the ground. So it's like sand, and then you have one of those mats. You know the stuff that people eat on, like
Yeah.
here, like those
Mm.
big mats. So it's like the floor is basically all that, and
Mm.
then I mean they have restroom in there and stuff with like a sheet separating it, but for the
Wow.
most part you're like in nature, and
Yeah.
it was and it wasn't even nature like with trees and birds like how we do camping in the States. It was like the desert. So
Yeah. It looked
it
amazing.
wasn't.
Like the pictures, everything. Now that you're saying everything is eco friendly, it now like everything looks so clean. Like it looks so bright and clean. I was like, oh man, we gotta go. That's dope.
Yeah, and it wasn't too hot, so the sky was blue, but it was nice. And to
Mm.
be on the camel, and from the view of the camels, like you could see the whole desert area. Like, bonsoir, ça
Mm-hmm.
va?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Bonsoir.
you can see the whole like horizon. I think there's the ocean is there. Like you can see the ocean from a certain part. So it's kind of like just blue sky and desert mount like sand dunes basically.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that was really awesome. That's something that I could like. There's some touristy things that you do once, but you don't want to do anymore. But like if anybody
Right.
ever came and wanted to do that, I would do it with them again.
Yeah.
Like I was, and one day is perfect because there's so much sand, girl. You get sand everywhere,
Yeah.
like
Right.
all, you know, yeah. But
Wow. Yeah, I can't wait
it
to
was
watch that
cool.
video.
You definitely gotta take your kids there. So
Yeah.
I would go back just to take Yasin and like, yeah.
We should do it.
Mhm.
I know.
So
I
that's
was like,
why we
when you
didn't.
told me about it, I was like, I just thought
Uh,
about y'all seeing the kids. I was like, wow, just to have that experience when you're a
she
kid.
got so dirty.
She did.
Yes, you know, like well, like for girls, especially black girls with black moms, like you can't get dirty, you can't get
Right.
stuff in your hair. And
Right.
I just being a kid and like that's a lot of work to wash sand out of your hair and you know and she was just able to get like we shampooed her hair when she got back, but it was so worth it to see her face like
Yes.
there's sand I got
Covered
pictures
in dirt. Oh my.
everywhere because
That's
it just blows on you like you know and yeah, she did some sand sledding. So you go up
oh
on
wow.
the dune and then you have a surfboard or sand surfing and then you go down the surfboard.
Oh my God. The kids
I
would
did it
love
I did it
that.
once. I did it once. But yeah, your kids would love it.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta go.
Hmm.
It's so.
For sure. And you don't have to spend the night when you go to you can spend the day there and
Mm,
just have lunch and then go home. Like that's cool too. So
that's dope.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we gotta
awesome.
go.
Hmm.
And then what else did we? So that was the only reason why we. That I know we. That was last Sunday. Was that last
That
Sunday?
was two
No.
Sundays ago.
Right. And then I was
Hmm.
traveling last Sunday.
And where'd you travel? Where are you? I'm so mad at you right now because even though you live an hour and a half away or whatever, like I can feel that you're not here. It does not
Yeah.
feel. It does not feel good.
Isn't that crazy? Like, even though we're
No.
already far from each other, like, I
Mhm.
miss you. Yes.
Mm-mm.
So, and you knew almost the time I knew. I think I told you like the next day. So, I am in Oklahoma, where I was born and half raised here. And yeah, I'm here. I came here. I came to Kansas, which is right next door, Coffeeville, Kansas, to do a birth. But yeah, I'm here
Mm.
in Oklahoma.
Kansas is close to there.
Yeah, it's right. It's right next
Mm.
door to it. So for
Mm.
me to go and do the birth was like 2 hours from here, and then I was like,
Are
well, I might
you
as well just.
are you doing vlogs? I've never seen Oklahoma. I don't know what none of those places look like.
You know what? I wasn't going to vlog. I just recently started recording because for me, I was just like, it's Oklahoma. Like people in America don't want to see like vlogging of America. So I was like, I
Yes,
gotta really gotta.
I
But
mean
then,
we only know the main places, like the major cities. We don't know
yeah,
like the Wyomings and Montanas and Kentuckys.
right,
Like
right, exactly.
I would love to see Oklahoma. Like you're the first
Yeah.
person from there that I know.
Yeah, I was driving down the street. Well, riding. We'll talk about that because I'm not driving here. But I was riding down the street, and I seen it was like a father or something with three of his kids, and they were all like attached
Hmm.
to some type of like trailer thing or something. And I was like, you know what? This is some real like Oklahoma shit right here. Like I need to start vlogging. I was like, okay, I guess I'll vlog. So yeah, you'll see a little bit of footage and stuff. I was like, maybe people, because for
I.
us being here, like I'm excited about stuff. So I'm
Hmm.
like recording stuff. And I'm like, no one is really excited about Quick Trip. This
Yes, we are.
like.
I don't know Quick Trip. I wanna know. Like
Okay. Yeah,
I
I'm a
wanna
vlog
know.
then.
Yeah, I have no idea what Quick Trip is.
Bonsoir.
Is that
Oh, that's
like
it.
a Walgreens, a Walmart or something?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Because
don't
I think,
know Quick
because
Trip.
LA got like one, maybe two Walmarts now, but for a long time, there was no Walmart in LA.
It wasn't we wasn't
Yeah.
trying to do
Right.
that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
But no, I would love to yeah, whatever you could document would be awesome because I think
Okay.
people would want to see where you come from. Like from
You're
to end
right.
up in Africa and where did you originate? And it's not like a
That's
city
true.
where people like tourists just be like, yeah, let's go to Oklahoma. So,
Right.
you
Right.
know, I don't know what goes on there. Like y'all do college
Yeah.
football, like what the culture is like. So it would be interesting. Like I'm looking at where you're sitting right now, and I'm like, that doesn't look like what I think of when I think of Oklahoma.
Right.
Like,
Right. And here, I was born in Tulsa where the massacre happened. So it's a lot
hmm
of, deep history here that impacts us all. So yeah, you're right. I should move to
yeah,
go to Black Wall Street.
definitely.
Hmm.
That would be cool. Yeah, yeah, because
Hmm.
a lot of people don't know about it or never been or don't know
Right.
like the culture there. That would be cool.
I'm gonna do it. Okay.
So
Okay.
you got on the
I'll have
plane and
a
you traveled.
coming to America vlog. Coming to Oklahoma to
Yes.
Tulsa.
So
But
why are you?
yeah.
So you said you delivered a baby, or
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
and how did that come about? Somebody called you and was like, "Get your butt over here."
You know what? I really don't be know because I don't advertise. I just posted my first video of a birth, so I don't really
Mhm.
advertise. I probably share about my births like twice a year. People just do word of mouth. So, and sometimes
Mhm.
I forget to ask how you heard about me. I don't think I asked this couple.
Mm.
So they'll just
So
be
wait, you
like,
didn't know them? Like it wasn't
uh-uh.
a.
No, like people just reach out to me. Even recently, someone reached out to me. It was a guy in Senegal, and his wife is American. And he reached out to me, which
Oh.
I normally don't hear from men. And I forgot to ask them how they know about me. But he's like, yeah, I want my wife to have a natural birth. So I was like, oh, yes, this would be my second one in Senegal. So,
Wow.
mhm.
So okay, so how long have you been doing your doula work then?
For 4 years now, closest birth is what made me a doula.
Okay.
Mhm. And
Okay.
it's painless birth. So that's the thing is teaching women how to give birth without pain.
Mhm.
Hey.
Hey, user zero,
So
we
yeah.
back.
Yep. And then so I decided since I was like, okay, I'm here, I'll just stay for an extra week and then I'll do some workshops. So I'll do like a painless birthing workshop next week and then
Mhm.
a yoga dance thing.
Okay.
Yes.
So is your family happy to see you?
Yeah. I'm still I'm still low key hiding from people. Like I had to share that I'm here yesterday. Was that yesterday when I posted the video or the day before
The other
yesterday?
day, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm just
I
like I
watched
don't
that
want to be
video.
overwhelmed with energy. But my family is not really big. Like a lot of my family is like friends and
Mhm.
like people that I grew up with. My
Right.
family, like my grandma, I went to see her, but I just certain,
Mhm.
relationships,
Mhm.
I'm just like, okay, it's so overwhelming. I just want to pace myself. And then so
Yeah.
I'm just now
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I'm here. And then I was going back and forth from Kansas to here too in the beginning. So yeah,
Mm.
everybody is excited. I really am so appreciative of the love. People have more to express to me from watching me, living in Senegal. So I was really
Really?
surprised by some of the people that have just been like, oh my goodness, like you inspire me. Like I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So yeah, that's
Wow.
been good.
That's great.
Hmm.
So in Oklahoma, do are there people who look like you, like the same vibe,
Uh
style, and stuff?
huh.
I just
There
think of like
are.
hillbilly people or something.
So people are country here, like country ghetto, I guess you can say. It's hella segregated here. Like the north side of Tulsa, which is where the massacre was, is all the black folk, and in the south side is the white people. You have to go to the south side when you want to work a
Do
job and
something.
do like that. So yeah, it's very much like that. Shalik is from
Wow.
Tulsa. Oh no, I think he's not from Tulsa, but he lives in Tulsa. He's been here for a long time. Hey.
Okay. Anaya, what's up, Anaya?
Hey, Anaya.
We back.
So yeah, I would say yes, but no. Like there's people here, especially in the most recent years, that's
Mhm.
starting to like catch like the kind of vibe that I'm on. But normally, people always been like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from here," but I just
Mm,
lived in LA for some years, so
mm,
so yeah, you
mm.
don't find hippie people at all. Really, it's just
Okay.
not happening.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes,
Interesting.
now you make me want to vlog. Yeah, I'm definitely
Yes,
vlogging. I'm
I'm
gonna
like
share some stuff.
I'm really interested because I'm the type of person I like to learn about stuff. And
Yeah,
in school they didn't teach us much.
right,
So, I like to learn by traveling or just like people who are from a certain place. So I'll be like, how did you get your name? And how, like, where are you
right.
from? And what's it like? Like,
Yeah.
because that's where you get the real information
Mhm. Mhm.
from the
Mhm.
actual people on the ground. So I
Yes.
just think it's interesting. So both your parents were
Mhm.
from there?
Yeah, both of my parents are from here, but my dad moved to LA before I was born. He
Okay.
hates Oklahoma with a passion.
Okay.
So he never comes to Oklahoma unless it's for me. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So he got
Yeah.
up and left when he was like 18, and
Okay.
then he came and met my mom and then moved her to LA.
I can dig it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, here
Okay.
it's like it's hard here. Like I forgot a little all the stuff. Like all the people are like there's like my homegirl was showing me the women that we went to school with that have been murdered. Like a lot of like women have been shot down like just by being in relationships with men that are in gangs and just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, damn, like I just you when you just move out of that, I've been out of Tulsa for a long time. Like, I left like back in 2013. I moved to LA, and then since then I've been like in Atlanta and stuff. So just
Mm.
coming back and hearing all that, I'm like, dang, like it's real.
Wow.
Hmm.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
interesting how you can be numb to that or just gloss over it.
yeah,
I remember i remember one time I got a comment on a video with the house, and someone asked me were my windows, the glass, like bulletproof. And I was like, I mean, at first I was like, that's a question that you ask or whatever, and I was like, wait a minute. Like, we don't have bulletproof windows in LA, and people actually shoot. Like,
right.
and
That's true.
I thought, I was like,
Right.
that's not something somebody would ask. Of course, you buy a house as it is, but I'm like, bulletproof is like for a bank or for like,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I was like, wait, but then to think of bullets like first, you know, not like is it breakproof? Like that's the first you know
Yes.
mental picture like you. Oh, is it bulletproof? Like that means it's good. Like,
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh, it's crazy how that's just normal. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
like,
I
you
hate
don't
to
think,
say it, but it's the truth.
yeah,
Even here in Tulsa, it's like you better have something on you because you just don't
mhm.
know. It's really crazy to even have to live
Wow.
like that. That's like in a constant war state. Like my friends sleep like when they're in their house, they take their gun to the bed. If they're chilling in the living room or the sunroom, they have their gun in the sunroom or whatever type of just to just
For what?
always
Like
be
they're
ready.
ready for war?
It's I don't really know. I guess ready for anything because there's like robberies and this is the thing too. In the past 2 years, which this is the time that we're going in, if we're going off of the planets and astrology, there's
Mhm.
the crime rate in America has increased tremendously, especially with the pandemic. So it's just I know people that have just been chilling in their house and somebody just comes right in, like a whole random person. It's really scary. Ooh,
So
my
it's
bad.
like the South. So it's like, is it the Southern house? Like you don't have to lock your door. It's not like that.
Oh,
Like,
mm-mm.
oh,
You got to lock
because
your
that's
doors.
what people when they come from the South, like, and they usually move to like LA or something. They'll
Right,
be like, yeah, your neighbors, and it's open
right,
door. Like you don't have to lock it.
right. And I
So
think
yeah.
that's like probably even um, like how like in Georgia, not Atlanta, but like maybe like Savannah area, like where it's more Augusta or something like that, where it's more like stuff is spread out, and that's probably
Yeah.
your image or a lot of people's image of Oklahoma.
Mhm.
Oklahoma does have a lot of houses that are like fields and spread out, but then it's also like here in Tulsa, the city. So the
Mhm.
city is like more, it's not more spread out, and it's just hood, you know. Like you have
Mm.
the other side, you have the other side where it's like more done up, you know, more suburban area and stuff. But
Mm.
yes, good evening. Mhm.
Zambia. Wow.
Where's
Somebody's
that?
watching from
Oh,
Lusaka.
I didn't see that. Wow. Yes. Thank you for tuning in.
What up?
Love it all over the world. Shalik said Tulsa is like really country, but it has really big city problems. Yeah.
Mm.
hmm So you don't really see like, I mean, you might catch some boys on horses in certain areas, but not like
Ah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But it kind of you know how Dakar is like you'll see them on horses and you also see them in Range Rovers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. But you
Yeah.
won't see them that it's not as often. But every once in
Okay.
a while when you
Because
go to like
even in LA, you see that like in Compton, they have people
yeah
will have their horses and stuff, but it's very rare. But it's like
yeah
usually a sighting, like oh, they're
right
walking on the sidewalk.
right. Yeah,
So,
you know, they got
mm,
rodeos here and stuff. It used to be real big.
cool. Yeah, I used to go to the Bill Pickett rodeo with my dad. My dad had horses,
Really,
and so we would go to the Black Rodeo whenever they came to LA.
that's dope.
Yeah, my dad is really into horses, so
Your dad's from
he had a
California?
yeah. But
Okay.
his parents are from the South, like South Carolina and Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
But LA, you could have horses back then, like in that the part of LA, like South Central. I
Mm.
guess it's South Central now. I don't know what they call it now. But yeah. So he had it at his house, and then it started to get too expensive. I think what they did in LA was they made it like where horses is more of a luxury, and you have to have it at a ranch far away in the mountains,
Oh, right.
pay somebody to keep it. You can't have it in the city like before, so then it becomes too expensive to pay somebody to do that. So
Yeah.
but then after we all were out of school, he was able to buy his horses again, get horses
Oh,
again,
that's dope.
and do it again. So he was riding.
Oh,
um
that's cool.
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, there's some good history of black cowboys and stuff that I
Hmm.
appreciate that I learned
Yeah,
here.
that's dope.
Yes. Yes, I'm here, girl. Like we both cannot believe it. Like we were on
You
the
told me, I was like, "What the heck are you doing? What do you mean you're going?" You told me you was never gonna go. You was like, I was like, I asked you. I said, "You don't need to go back and visit family or take the kids or holiday." No, it's like, wow, you just here because in
That's
the
why I'm
beginning
just like,
it's an adjustment, so you feel like you might need to go back for stuff or.
yeah, I'm definitely taking advantage of, I gotta bring the kids back toys. They want some snacks. I've been hitting
Hmm.
up some of my favorite health food stores, but I definitely did. I never seen this. I had already decided. Like that's why next week, well, the week after that, when I'm home, the episode is going to be really interesting because then I'll have my full perspective of like I completely detached from this place, like not just moved, but literally decided that doesn't matter what goes on, who dies, what happens, I'm never coming back here. So
Mm.
for me to be
Mm.
here, it's like I really feel like a foreigner. Like I feel like
That's
what
That's
like
a tough one. That's a tough one because and that's an interesting point because you do think about, the reasons you would come back or emergencies or family or things, and you kind of have to ask yourself those tough questions, before something happens. Because it's like if you were there, of course you call me. You're in the hospital, I'm there.
right.
But it's like, I had uh one family member pass away since I've been here, and it
Mm.
was the first one of my. I have so many cousins, but this is the first cousin to ever pass away, and she was in her 40s, and you know, I was thinking at that time, like, if there was a family thing, they didn't have a service for her, but if they did and I wasn't there, like how that would feel, even
Yeah.
though I wasn't gonna be able to go, but
Right.
still, like it just feels like, wow, it changes your. You really have to think about something about, because it's like there when you're living there, everything is kind of obvious and standard and laid out. When this happens, this is what you do. Like when
Right.
this happens, you go. You got to
Right.
be with them. You got to be for birthdays. You got to be. And I felt like that. I actually felt a little bit trapped in that
Mm-hmm.
because stuff that seemed obligatory that I didn't really vibe with my spirit. But it's like, my parents and my sisters and everybody live close, so I gotta be there for this. I gotta be there for
Right.
that, even though
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
got other stuff I want to do. And it's like this being here kind of gave me the freedom to choose when I do and when I don't want to be involved, because nobody has these expectations. Like, well, I'm over here,
That's
but
so true.
yeah, you think about, especially with COVID and stuff, people couldn't be in certain places anyway. So you have
Yes.
funerals are smaller, weddings are smaller, everything is virtual. And so I'm like, well, do I really have it? Some did happen. So I have like two emergency situations in which I will go back. But other than that, and that's my parents.
Right. Right.
And but
And for me, it
yeah.
was like it had to have be an emergency. Like I've had virtual births. Like I do virtual births more than I have done, the in person births. So I'm just like I did not think that I would be coming back for something like that. And I had a lot of things because of the way that we went. Where
Hmm.
it was like all planned out, and then all that just got twisted and turned, and then
Hmm.
everything was so like just up in the air. I had so much anxiety coming in here. Like I did not want to do it. I almost told them no. Like I thought that once I like booked my ticket and even started to like, which was only like a few days before I even knew, it's all 1 week. But I just thought that I would get lighter and start thinking about more positive. But when I tell you, even taking the test in Senegal, the lady gave me her cell phone number because I had so much anxiety. I just felt like, till this day, they had not given us the test results from New York to go to Senegal. So I just felt like they're not going to give me the test and it's going to be this whole thing. And she was just like, she was being so polite and so patient with me. And she was like, okay, if you don't get your test by this time, everything was last minute too. So she was like, okay, if you don't get your test by this time, which you are, but I'm gonna give you my cell phone so that you can just. I was like, thank you so much. So that's how, like, yeah, I was really feeling like giddy. I had my oils. I did a lot of breathing and releasing.
Yeah, that's how I felt before I left. Like I was really anxious too, and I wanted to get everything done early, and just not for nothing to go wrong, because things go wrong on this side of it, but like there's always a solution. You could always talk to a person. You could always
Right,
figure something out.
right.
Somebody will help you, but you know, outside of here, things go wrong. You didn't follow the protocol. Oh well, you didn't sign on the dotted line. Like you were in the wrong line for an hour. Nobody's gonna let you get
Yes.
in front. Like, and it was so much of that going on. Like when I was trying to come back, and it was just, yeah, it was a lot. Like it just
You
feels.
talking about? You said come back, so you mean like just last time whenever you went?
Yeah, when I went, like
Yeah.
I was feeling nervous and everything, because I just didn't want anything to go wrong, that I knew like people are not as sensitive or as caring and stuff. Like you have to have everything
Yeah.
yourself. You're responsible for
Yes.
yourself and your own.
Yes.
You don't read the fine print, that's on you. Like, so like here we like I've forgotten stuff when I need to do business all the time, and we didn't bring my passport to do the test here. They didn't trip. I had a picture of it. I used
Right.
it, and it was cool. But like I know, in an
It's cutthroat.
that wouldn't work, and so that kind of increases
Yes.
your stress levels.
Yes. I even noticed the difference between it's gonna give me anxiety because on the way here, I was just like, oh my god, what am I gonna do on the way back? Because there's one thing when you're going in from the African country that is giving you all of this love through
You
the way.
carry
Like when
that
I
with you.
say they were just so helpful and so cheery, and I didn't even from the driver, just so helpful. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to speak or anything. And
Mm.
everything was just so, I was just like, this is weird how everyone is just so like, I'm still processing all that when it comes to living there. And as soon as I got to New York City, it was just like exactly what you said. Like just
Hmm.
cutthroat. I'm asking questions. They're half answering. Everybody has an attitude.
Yes,
Every
they
like
did.
I'm just
It's I don't know something about New York though too, because that shouldn't be the first place people land when
right,
they
right.
never been to America. Because they was just like so mad at the people. This dude got an attitude. One of the flight attendants was like, "Sir, you raise your voice at me, I'm kicking you off the plane and whatever." And I'm just like, you talking to this older man like disrespectful, like
Yes.
he don't even speak English that well. Like
Right.
for you to be, yeah.
People be mad at the airport, especially at the New York City airport. I was going, well, okay, I was about to say I was going back and forth. I almost got into an argument with the Senegalese man who had been living in New York City too long.
Okay.
That's why I said, you've been living out here too long.
He
It
was
was so,
impatient.
yes. And he was like, we were talking about something. He brought up like how I like Senegal. And I was like, I love Senegal. I love, he was like asking me to compare how I feel about Senegal, versus America. And I was like, I like Senegal better. And he was like, giving from his perspective of like the unfairness to a Senegalese person. He's like, you don't have this experience. And he was loud. I'm like, oh my God, you spent too much time in New York. He was like, you
Hmm.
don't have this experience because you're an American. So you don't have to go through what I have to go through. And then it was another
It's
Senegalese lady that
yeah.
came in, and she was
Huh.
kind of comparing to, like, she was like, no, like, she's right, Senegal is still more peaceful, just kind of comparing. And so I just turned around because he was getting an attitude, and I was like, this is not even that serious. So
He
I
was
let them,
mad
they,
about
they
it.
finished the conversation in Wolof. And then
They
we're going through
did.
this super
Dang.
long line. You said what?
They had their own little conversation.
Yes, yes. Because he was so determined to be like, no, America is this. And so I let him finish. And then he got on the phone with someone, and he was telling them in Wolof about me. And I understood it. And
Mm.
so I turned around and I started laughing. And then he started laughing. He was like, you understand what I'm saying, huh? I said, yes. I was like, wow, wow. And then we just started laughing. He's like, you hear me telling him that I don't understand why you're saying that it's Senegal, it's better. And da 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 da. So then it's kind of funny because it started off kind of rough, and then he
Mm.
kind of just let me give my perspective more. And he was like, okay, I can see that. He's like, you're right. Senegal is so peaceful. And he was, so it was a good conversation.
But I
It was
get it
fun.
though, because it is different. Like when you from there, like you when you're not from there, you're exotic and new and different and
That's what I told
special.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, so I get that. And then when you have the family element, like the African family dynamics and the cultural dynamics that you have to kind of follow cuz your whole family is like you better do this, you better
Right.
give money to this, you better give me some money. Like so that kind of stuff, yeah, I could see that making it hard for people or you got to marry this person or else or like you're not a good daughter or son. So that kind of stuff doesn't happen to us because we don't have nobody in our
Right.
family telling us, So that part, yeah, I could see a lot of that, but at the same time, like all things being equal, him as an immigrant over there
Right.
would be treated worse than us as an immigrant here. You
Yes,
know
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
exactly what I said. I'm like, your experience, same thing with American being here. And he was like, okay, you right. I was like, yeah, we're automatically gonna have, even though there's some Senegalese that agree too, but there's automatically gonna have different perspectives because of where we come from. So he was
Yeah,
like, you're right.
when you first land there, some things are gonna be new to you and different, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, America has this.
Yes.
This is way better. The system works better. You buy land or you buy a house, you get the paperwork in 2 months, and it's always
Right.
the same. It's not no delays and la la la. But at the same time, like you still like people still gonna be like speak English. This is America, even though America doesn't have a official language. Like if you
Right.
if you Wikipedia it, but
Right.
so it's
That's right.
like people still gonna be like, hey, learn the language or learn the this. If you don't do your immigration paperwork, boom, we kicking you out. You
Right.
know, so like it's a like Senegal would never do the Haitians how America did.
Yeah.
Senegal would never do the Mexican people, the kids, separating them like America did. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah.
different.
And you know what he did say is he was like, after I told him that I had kids and I was raising boys too, and he was like, okay, no, no,
Mm,
no, no. He was like, I understand why you had to like. He was like,
Cause
yeah,
they
it
don't be
is
raising their kids there. If
right.
like half of them send their kids back here and they just there
Yeah.
working.
Right.
Hmm.
And he was talking about the paranoia that he has with his son living in New York City.
Mm,
He was like, "Yeah, you're right." He's
mm.
like, every time he gets in the car, I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "In Senegal, we don't have to. I don't have to do that." I was like, "Yeah, that's enough for me. The good outweighs the bad by a million." So
When it's
I
your
like to
kids,
live in no
man.
fear. Like even here, like I'm not going to share too much, but so far, I feel like throughout the weekend, my anxiety kind of lowered a little, like, because, energy is so real. Like, throughout the week, everybody is like, working all day, and when they're not working they're sleeping, so the energy is like depressing. Like I felt like the past week I felt like a kid waiting on, yeah, like how
Some,
kids are in the morning and they're like
yeah.
like
When
waiting
you
for
gonna
you to
play with
get up
me?
and do something with them. That's how I felt, and I would just be like, hey, do you want to go and do this, and nobody can do anything because everyone is working
Hmm.
or looking for a job or sleeping because they've been at their job all the time. And then when the weekend came, it was like, oh, okay, everyone's happy. Like the energy is lighter, like, and then I'm like, dang it, it's Sunday. Like,
Hmm.
I have to go back in. So it's just, and it's so, even to someone who doesn't know what it's like living in a country like Senegal, they probably wouldn't even understand what I'm saying because they're like, oh, well, everybody has to work. Like, that's what my dad was like, yeah, everybody has to work. I'm like, that's true. In Senegal, people are working, but it's like, it almost feels like there's more time. And maybe because we're not big on time, but even when you're working, I'm like, I have a friend who does social media stuff, YouTube with me. I have a friend who owns her own business there. I have a friend who works from home, all different types of things, and we all feel the same way. It's all like there's days that we're busy, but it's like even when you're busy, you're not that busy. Like it's just different,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
could work and still and take care of my kid, pick her up from school, and go
Yeah,
to the beach on a weekday and not feel drained, not feel
yeah,
too
no
tired
pressure.
to do it. Like, I think that I don't know what makes it feel like that, but I do know that, for example, if you have to do the stuff we have to do on top of work, I think like we have to make doctor's appointments and go to our kids' school for something, some
Hmm.
event. We have to coordinate like if you got to buy a plane ticket or do all this other stuff, like while the way we work in the States, we don't have time to fit that into our like your
Right.
work. So everything else, your business, your daily business that you got to tend to, you got to do after work. Go to grocery store after work. Go like do laundry on the weekend. So like here,
Right.
you could work and have time to talk on the phone while you working. Like even if you work at like Ocean or something, if your phone rings, you could
They be
still
on the
answer it
phone.
and be
Yes.
checking how people like beep 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 like on the conveyor
Right.
belt thing like, and it's not like no nobody's
Right.
like, and you have people helping you with stuff. So like as much as stuff is slow and it takes longer, you can still have people you trust like go to the market for you,
Yeah.
or like you share stuff like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Um, it takes a burden off. Like you got people cleaning your
Yeah.
house for you or cooking for you, taking time like that you could be doing you could do other things. And yeah, it's just people
It's,
help you. People help you
yeah.
with your kids. People help you with so much.
Yes, it's such a big difference. It's like the way on the way here through the airport. I'm like, I'm gonna miss it. Like literally, I was like, I was already having anxiety about my kids. That's a whole nother. We'll talk about that in the
Yeah,
next show.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was a whole other thing. And in the way I felt about leaving Senegal, like me and Unique and Larita, we had went out. That's the day. Yeah, I had left that night, and then we went out to the same restaurant that you came to with us,
Mm-hmm.
and we were just out there. I was like, oh my god, like even knowing I'm coming back in 2 weeks,
Is that Shea
but it
Fatu?
feels, huh?
Shea Fatu? Is that Shea
Yeah,
Fatu?
yep.
That's a good place.
And
Yeah.
it just feel, I'm like, oh my god, I'm leaving Senegal. Like I never wanted to do this. I never wanted to go there and leave. Like that's how I felt, and I was just like, I'm gonna miss you. Like it's just, I just knew it was gonna get like, the energy is different.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy. So yeah.
It is.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying the
Mm-hmm.
experience. It is an outer body experience, honestly, and I'm enjoying it.
Okay. You're definitely gonna have a lot of reflecting,
Yes.
and a friend told me, when I go back, she said that you're gonna really appreciate what you have in Senegal and like why you moved here. And it was so true, and I was eager for that to happen, and it totally did. Like
Yeah.
it confirmed, it solidified everything, because I used to think I'm gonna need to come back home every year, every other year, to like
Yeah.
get my fix or whatever. And now I don't. Yeah, I don't really feel that
Right.
way. You know, I yeah, I don't. Like, I feel like, you know people will probably be getting married, having babies, and stuff that I thought I can't miss. Like, I have to live there and here. Like, I thought
Yeah.
mentally, but like I don't feel that same attachment, and I don't know. I mean, I know you can make friends, and it's not gonna be the same as your
Right.
old. I just feel like whoever want to see me, y'all come here, and like
Yes.
it's just better. It's a better situation.
Right. That's so true.
So I feel like if somebody be visiting me every 2 months, like I'm good. Like I don't really need to move. I'm just around. I'm just across the water. Like
Yeah. That's why I'm like, it's only 8 hours away, guys. Straight flight.
Yeah,
It's quicker
yeah,
to get here than it is to some of the states in here.
yeah. And to get to Alaska or one of them places, like yeah. So I just yeah, I'm glad we got to link up at least today.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to answer this question.
yeah, we not Senegalese.
I
Are
think
you
because you
really
remember
are
we
you
took,
really confused, Antebellum Black America? Or are you trying to be funny?
right. No, but we talked about this when Amadou had came on that time. We had
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that, and my take on that was that it's just it's not really it's not really the majority to me. I believe that it's like there's some people that want to come to America just like it is in other countries. People want to come to America because America does a good job, putting on, making it seem like, things are not really
PR.
happening that are, and
They
the
watch the Kardashians and stuff. Like, I mean,
yes.
there's all these movies. You got
Mhm.
Mail, Tom Hanks. Everything has been shown here, and so people, it's like the land of milk and honey as far as let us tell it.
Yeah.
But I don't think Antebellum Black American is really confused. But I'll entertain the question anyway. Even though neither one of us is Senegalese and can't speak for all
Yeah.
Senegalese, but there are lots of people, Senegalese or not, that want to go to America to make money and bring that money back to their country and their family and floss and ball
Yeah.
out. And there's a lot of people who want to go to America because America, they feel like they'll be more free because they're not going to be, word like hindered by their cultural expectations because America
Mhm.
let everybody do whatever they want.
Mhm.
And then there's some people that feel like um it's easier there because we got government assistance and stuff, but they don't know that the living expenses is way
Mhm.
more than the government assistance.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
but
Hey. Hey,
what up,
atmosphere.
atmosphere?
Yeah, and even there's people like the driver that I had that took me to the airport. He was telling me how his uncle had been living, I can't remember the state, but he'd been here in the States for like 14 years, and he said that he said that he doesn't look the same. He was like he looks way older than what he really is, and he was like he can't wait to come back. So I feel like there's that different levels. Some people come here and they love it, or they come and they want to live
But
here.
the
But it's a
the
lot
main
of people that don't.
Yeah, the main problem I think issue is the way America does its visas and stuff when it comes to black people from black countries. Um, because a lot of people don't want to stay there, but if that's the only way they can get there legally, then they have to plan to like move their whole life. Nobody wants to leave their culture and their language and the things that they know, the foods that they like to eat, the music and all that stuff and live somewhere permanently per se. If they can go and visit and see what it's like first, then they probably wouldn't want to stay there if it doesn't vibe with them. But people like to travel. Like people want to get to know places. I want to go get
And
to know places.
Africans
People,
travel.
yeah, they want to go to Germany. They want to travel
Hmm.
just like everybody else. But the thing
Hmm.
is that they're limited because the way certain countries look at African passports, even African countries looking at African passport is like, oh, you can't come here unless you have $1 million. Even buying a ticket to go back to the States, if you notice when you look for a ticket from here, like your computer and stuff, it's more expensive than
Yeah.
if you put your VPN on and say that you're in the States, it's gonna be
To come.
cheaper.
Yeah.
People, they don't want people to travel from here, and so because something is difficult, all the work that it takes to achieve it makes you like really, really want to do it. Like, oh, if it's so hard, it must be great there. Which
Right.
it could be for some people, but it's not necessarily for all. But
Hmm.
I don't know why you're really confused, but you can ask a Senegalese person in the States maybe and see why they wanted to come here. Some people come there because they got married. That's why my husband went. But it's everybody's different. Everybody's individual.
Hmm. Yeah. I think America is a Hollywood scheme, so we do good at making making stuff look good.
And
Hey,
the dollar was worth
Nikki.
a lot back in the 90s, and so everybody was sending money back home, and so it was,
Yeah.
whoever comes back, they bring all these gifts, so that's how it looked like. Oh, but they don't
Exactly.
know the person buying the gift is like working 3 jobs at 7-Eleven, clean toilets and doing all this stuff, a janitor, whatever, and then they come back and they bring all this stuff, but they don't know what it takes to get there, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it
No,
definitely. I do meet a lot of people that talk about like when we especially during the pandemic, it was a lot of the same way that a lot of us were leaving America. A lot of Africans were going back home too.
I like doing touristy things in America too. I like Miami. I like New York. Like, I mean, I'm sure they like the
Yeah.
same stuff. I like I like the beaches. I like Mexican food. I like, people want to do the Times Square and all that stuff just like everybody else. Like people from France want to go to America. Like, it's
Hmm.
just it's just what people do.
It's very true. I forgot to put the banner on. I'm all late.
Yeah,
Yes. What time is it there? It's 10. About to be 10.
it's 9:40.
Okay. Well, we are going to wrap it up, guys. Sis, unless there was anything else you wanted to share. I'm so glad.
Um, I mean, I had a great what we haven't talked in 2 weeks. I have had a great 2 weeks. I wish you was here so we'd be on the same time zone and I could like message you all the stuff 'cause
I know.
going on. Some stuff I can't share on Repat No Cap because the people might be watching them.
Right.
But yeah, no. Tomorrow somebody's coming into town and I'm gonna pick them up from the airport.
Oh,
Then
cool.
we
They
have
staying in the Airbnb?
Nah, but we did have somebody stay. Our first guest stayed in the
Oh,
Airbnb the
nice.
other day. It was cool. And then somebody else just booked for like September. They just booked, so like we're excited.
Oh,
So that's
that's so
going well.
dope.
Yeah, in Africa you can do like 10 businesses and still be chilling. Like,
Yes. It's
like, oh
real.
yeah, I do this,
Right.
like hey, and not
Thank you,
even be
Raw
tired.
Dolls. I'm sorry, sis.
Oh yay. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's going good. Like, we just been grinding and trying to get everything situated with all the stuff that we want to do. And yeah, I sometimes I have to pinch myself. I don't believe I'm here, or I don't believe I'm really doing what I'm doing, or I don't believe I'm really retired for real,
Right.
or like, oh, I wanted to tell you,
What?
I did a side plank. That yoga. Oh, I just hit
You
somebody.
did?
Look who's here. I
Hey,
did a.
Yassine.
She said hi.
Yassine.
Hi.
Hey. How
Lowercase.
are you?
She said, "How are you?"
Good.
Hmm. But no,
Good.
I did the side plank thing like for the first time the other day.
Really? Oh my
Yes,
God.
you know where you got your one hand on the ground and your one,
Uh
and
huh.
I
And
put
you're like,
my foot is in the air and my arm is like I did the whole look.
yes.
Yes,
That's so dope.
I'm
That's a
like,
hard move. I don't even have that move in the basic routine that I do. I took it out because it's not easy.
no, I
So
was shaking and everything, but I was just so proud of
yes,
myself. So I'm
yes.
getting
And the
better
more you do it,
at
you're
my
gonna
yoga and stuff.
yeah, you're
Hmm.
gonna get your arms gonna get strengthened. That's what's up,
Yes,
sis.
so I'm
I
excited. I had to
can't.
share that with my all my yogi friends.
Yes, I can't wait for the class to start.
Yes, me
I've had
too.
to.
Usman, what's up, Usman?
Hey.
Nagadef. But yeah, so that was it. But I can't wait to have you back.
I know. I miss you guys.
Hmm. You miss Auntie Dayla too?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yasin, we have to come see you.
Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have to plan whatever our next activity gonna be, Juneteenth or something. And
Yes, actually, we were talking about that. Unique and I was like, yes. I was supposed to
hmm
hit you up, but I ended up doing all this here. But we talked about it
hmm
last week.
Milwaukee. I've never been to Milwaukee.
Oh my goodness, me either. Milwaukee is like one of them places. Like Oklahoma, it's like, who lives there? Like, what do you?
Yeah, I want to see it. Like, I want to see is it buffalo running? Like, I want to see it. So you better
Right.
vlog some stuff for me, just for me,
Yes.
not
Right.
anybody else.
Right.
but
I'm
but
definitely
yeah.
about to start making sure I capture some good sites. Some sites
Oh,
here.
we got 25 people in the chat
Hey y'all.
as we about to be out. But thank y'all for tuning in. If
Yes.
y'all just came in, you could watch from the beginning.
Thank you guys. We
Hmm.
are dedicated. Believe it or not, because my sis was going to sleep over there. I
I
was
was. I'm like, okay, we on different time zones, so I don't know if this
like,
gonna work.
I was like,
But
we cannot miss a whole three,
a
four
whole
seconds.
yeah, no, because we love y'all too much.
Yes.
We need to get our exchanges in because we don't talk to each other just because we save all the juice for
Right.
y'all.
I should be like, I got something to tell you, but you gotta wait till next week. I'm like,
Yep, yep, yep,
what?
yep.
Yes.
Atmosphere say how the farm coming. I guess they're
Oh,
talking about me. The farm we're gonna start next year before the rainy season because right now we have other activities going on. I'm trying to finish our apartment complex so we could start doing that. So we didn't want to do too many things at once because yeah, we came with a whole bunch of ideas and then some other opportunities presented themselves and we were like, oh, we didn't know we could
yeah.
do this business. So it's like we had to evaluate. So yeah,
And
the
that's
farm
perfect
is the
because you
plan.
doing it. Y'all
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah, the plan for the farm is next year. So somebody else is using the land, and I think when they use it, it keeps the soil good or whatever. So like
Oh
they're
yeah.
just using it, and then next year we can work on it. I got to get my garden in my house first, so I can like get some jalapenos and some stuff that I want to
Yes.
eat,
Girl,
and
put some
then
greens out there. You need some
yes, I got
seeds.
collard greens. Yes,
Tell me
bring me
if you
some
need me to
seeds,
bring.
please.
Yes, I will
Yes,
bring you some
bring me some
seeds.
kale and some collard greens because
Yes.
sometimes the collard greens don't make it. I gotta get them past the baby stage, like
Oh, you said the greens?
yeah, collards and stuff, turnip,
Yeah.
whatever you can find.
Yes, I will bring some.
Yeah, because we need to eat that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you're coming in
yeah,
December or going in December
yeah,
because I'm not there.
yeah. I know. Yay, bring
Yes.
so yeah, come in December. Hit us up. December's fun. December ain't cold here. You can get in the pool in December. I like
Right.
that. I like that
Girl, I can see this farm. I can see me being like, girl, we're coming up to get us some some green
Yes,
beans.
no, yes. You know what's it called? It Ricky Denise family, the Back family. They had some collard greens. I was like, y'all could just put that in a taxi for real and
Right.
cross the border so I could get me some because
It
they was
can be
looking
a whole
good.
business because we be out there needing collard greens. Like,
Yes. Who would think that we would be asking for collard greens when we hit? Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
That's so
So
funny.
But anyways,
Yes,
I'll
that's
let you
right.
go do what you gotta
Okay,
do. It's like it's what time over there?
about
Four
to
or
be
five?
5.
Okay. Oh, it's early.
I
Okay.
know. That's crazy,
Okay.
right?
The sun. I like that brick look in the behind
I
you, whatever
know.
that
It's
is.
a whole vibe, right?
It's
Doing my
nice.
yoga
Like a
right
little
here.
look like a little cabin or
I
something.
know. I'm
Oh,
so
now
grateful.
that we was trying to get out, people want to talk.
I
What
know.
we asking here? What do you think keeping?
Fear,
Oh, fear. I was just gonna say, Jinx, buy me a coke.
right? I owe you
Yes,
a BSAP.
yes, beats by yes. But no, I think the biggest thing is fear. Like it's a lot. Like you got to start from zero. You got to get your residency. You got to get your license for whatever. You got to change businesses or change company or figure out your job situation, your
Yeah.
income, where you're gonna live, what's the laws for the driving, like your driver's license, all this stuff. It's a lot. Like
Hmm.
moving and starting over is a lot, and then starting over in a place that you don't know the laws and that they're different and everything, that's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I can't blame people, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
like
And
like
I think the first thing is changing, like just from people that don't even, that might say, oh no, I can't do it. I couldn't do that. I think changing the mindset. Like I have a lot of my friends. One of my best friends that I grew up with, she was telling me the other day, she's like, Dailah, when I found out you left, she's like, I've been so scared for you. Every single day that I
mm,
see you out there, I'm just so scared for you. And I'm like, what? You see me out here, out there, dancing, doing TikToks, like living more free and happier than I've ever been. And you mean to tell me you're still scared all the time? And she's like, yes, because I just don't know human trafficking and da-da-da. Like I think the mindset
the
first, even when
unknown.
people do make the move to go, how many people I've helped to transition, and they'll be like, obviously they make the move because they feel like, they're tired of America, they feel like it's safer, whatever. But then they'll still be like, oh, but be careful here because this could happen. Like still that fear. It's still like this fear of being there. I'm like, what did you come for if you're gonna be like
It's just
scared?
the fear. It's just the fear of the unknown. So Amadu's
Yes,
here. Say hi.
that's it. Hey, Amadou.
Hey, hey, how you been?
Somebody
I'm
said,
doing
why do
good.
Senegalese people move to want to go to America? Why did you move to America?
Why did I move to America? For real, for the reason was you.
Okay,
What he say?
okay. He said he moved because of me. So
Yes.
that's why people
And
move.
you moved back because of me.
Yeah, there we go.
And Rakisha says she's coming in June. Did I say the name right? I hope so.
Oh, next month.
Yeah. Are you coming to move? Are you coming to visit? Or going? Are you going to move? Are you going to
Just
visit?
like coming. You still
Right.
here anyway.
Right. I'm still there. Right. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I love it. I love seeing people like, I'm coming. I'm coming next year. I'm coming this year. Like, yes.
It's great. It's great.
Come,
Yeah, it
come,
takes
come.
it takes like, and that's I think why we show our lives is because the fear, like that, the unknown is what brings all the fear. So if
Yes.
people see stuff, like I never went to Gambia before, but I know that the reason I was able to push through like the unknown was because I seen people over there that was American like me,
Right.
and I'm like, oh, okay, Senegambia, turn like it just made you feel more comfortable. Like, oh, they got this over
Exactly.
there. So when you feel like you know something, it takes the fear away. So
Very true.
when you show your blogs and I show my blogs and everybody's showing stuff, and then it like eliminates that unknown. Like, I don't know how it's gonna be, but then they see me driving in my whip, like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so they're like, oh, it could be done, and that's what it
Yeah.
takes for 99% of people to do stuff. Like, they got to
Yeah.
see somebody else do it first, and then you got the other 1%.
That is very true. You said it all. You said it all, sis. That's it. It comes down to
Yeah.
fear.
Mm-hmm. That was a great question to end on.
Yeah, it was. Okay,
Thanks,
guys.
raw dogs, raw
Yes.
dog,
Thank you for that.
low fi. All right,
So,
y'all. I'm gonna let Daylah do her thug thizzle.
yes. It's funny that you say Thug Thistle because they call Tulsa T Town, Thug Town. So hearing people say
Oh
thug
wow.
thinking, it's like what?
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Yes, just need more of us. That's what's up. That's right. We just need the first person to do it. So we love
Hmm.
y'all. We appreciate you
Yes, we
guys
do.
for
We
tuning
missed y'all
in. Yes, we missed y'all. We will not be on next Sunday because I will be traveling on my
in
way
the
back
sky.
home.
Yes, back home.
Yes. And then that just feels so good. Be back home to say.
Yes.
And then the next Sunday
And then
we'll be
we'll be
on.
back. Yeah.
Yes.
If the creek don't rise, we'll be back.
Right.
You know how we do.
Right. All right, sis. Good night. Good night,
Good night,
Amadou. Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye. See you later.
All right. Peace out.